So this is Massive, the world's largest cruiserweight, and you're watching and listening to Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm out.
What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC, joined this week by Tommy.
Yo.
And we got Mike.
What's up? I'm Mike. I love wrestling, and like karma in the state of Texas, love always wins. I meant the wrestler who used to.
Yeah.
Or WWE. That's what I meant.
If you're not sure what Mike's referencing, Google it. He's a teacher, but don't.
Nope, I'm referencing the female wrestler.
Sure.
It was also called Kong.
And she's not here on the show today because school has started. She's been busy already, 2 days in. Mass mandate, not mass mandate, but it is worth shouting out my beautiful wife, Tina. Today,
Tina.
3 years ago, the very first episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast was uploaded onto YouTube, guys. It's been exactly 3 years ago today to the date. So
that was 3 years ago.
3 years ago, the very first episode was
oh my God.
Myself, Tina, Tommy. No microphones because we couldn't figure it out. Just threw an iPad in front of us and recorded and talked about SummerSlam and NXT as well. The NXT TakeOver at the time too.
Oh my God, that was SummerSlam. Was our first? Wow.
I thought it'd be pretty cool mentioning. Huh?
I'm like that stepchild they add into a TV show later on when they want to shake things up a little bit. So
the plan was
not
always
part of the original cast.
The plan was always to have Mike on it from the beginning, but things happened those first few months, and then once he finally got on Survivor Series that year, it was off and running.
Also, guys, don't forget, before pandemic, we had to go to people's houses to do this. We had to drive to JC and Tina's.
I didn't have a computer that could pull this shit off,
but I still, we had to head back afterwards. This revolutionized things, man. I'm just
we like
hey,
driving over there every week. It was kind of funny because I would 9 times out of 10 I was leaving church and I would actually have to leave early to get over there. We were in the middle of rehearsal, in the middle of song. I'd be like, okay, I would tell them I literally have to leave. Right now.
Gotta go worship wrestling now, guys. Let's go. So. Yeah, it's been great. Thank you guys, everyone, for being a part of it. Thank you, everyone, for watching, for commenting, tweeting at CCG_WrestleCast on the bottom of the screen under Tommy. And for Steady as well, who kind of really got this off and running. He
who was behind the camera laughing.
Laughing,
every single time.
Telling me the next day, you guys are freaking psycho. I can't believe how much you guys know about wrestling. So it's been a wild ride. I hope to do this for many more. It's definitely gotten us through the pandemic for sure.
Yeah, and now who's in the group chat talking about wrestling all the time?
Steady, yes.
Yeah,
Deep Daddy wants to be a part of this.
You know what? I laughed the first time he made a wrestling reference in the chat. I was like, oh my God, we've converted him. He's a member of the church.
Another one down.
Well, today, this is a very, very busy week of wrestling. We just had Resurgence. Dynamite's tomorrow. Impact actually does have an Impact Plus show Friday called Emergence. Oh yeah, something else is happening Friday. Huh. I wonder what's going
on. Not Cesaro on SmackDown. No.
I somehow in the back of my mind knew a Cesaro mission was coming. I just didn't know what he was gonna say.
Something's happening in Chicago. I can't put my finger on it. I'm not sure, but
are you sure you can't put your finger on it?
I really can't. Yeah. So CM Punk's coming back, and then we got SummerSlam, and then we got NXT TakeOver.
When he doesn't show up.
Look, all I'm gonna say.
If he doesn't, Tony Khan might want to move to another country under an assumed name. I would suggest Greenland.
Look, if he doesn't, it's gonna be worse than the time South Park teased we're gonna find out who Cartman's father was, and it was April 1st, and they didn't air. It was April Fools, and they showed a rerun, and people were livid. You thought Matt Stone and Trey Parker were gonna die. It was the only time people were really mad at South Park, and then they actually made the episode and put it up the next week. But yeah, if they don't have Punk on Friday and just if it's a troll job, people are going to turn on AEW pretty bad.
They
so.
are. But I will say this: if he does show up, the pop will probably be
It's Chicago.
most ridiculous. It is Chicago. It will probably be the most ridiculous sound. We might hear it in Texas because it'll be so loud. So, like, if we're like sitting at home and like, let's say we can't watch Rampage, we're just sitting at home doing shit, and it's like, oh, CM Punk must have debuted.
Yeah. So
you just see a glass of water on your table and start shaking.
Like, it's like, oh, CM Punk debuted. Yep, that's what it was.
That's it. That's it right there.
5-second TV delay. So.
Well, yeah, true.
All right. Well, let's get started. We got a lot to talk about. We're quickly going to discuss New Japan's Pro Wrestling's Resurgence. Just took place on U.S. soil this past Saturday. I will mention that Mike and I have not been able to see it yet because Tommy has not given us his New Japan World login so that we could watch it.
I wasn't done already.
All I'm going to say about this is clearly my powers of BS are not as grand as I thought they were.
It was a bold strategy, Cotton. It didn't work out.
I'll let the experts take over this one.
Mike, of course, is a little mad how the picks results went. I'll just go ahead and just call it out right now. Mike went 2-5, and Tommy and I went 4-3 on our picks. And I was actually very happy I got as well as Tommy did. So, you know.
Well, that's just because you copied his picks.
Not really.
Actually, he didn't. Actually,
yeah.
Both of you guys said Moose, and I believed in Ishii. I believe in the man who made this a near world title. So yeah.
I'm kind of sad about that one. Was there any result that like surprised you guys the most, or that you were hoping was really going to go the other way?
About 5 of them.
Tanahashi one surprised me the most.
5 of them.
It's not about 5 of them.
Good call. Yeah, go ahead, Tommy.
I will say the 6-man tag did surprise me because I didn't know I missed a few episodes of Strong. I didn't know Fred Drosser and Ren Narita had beef. I had known that going in. That might have affected my pick a little bit, but you know it might not have. But I didn't know they had beef going in. I was like, oh, that's cool. So.
The one thing we didn't know when we recorded or when we went live last time was John Moxley's partner turned out about Yuji Nagata, who he had faced on Dynamite not too long ago. So that was kind of cool.
Really cool.
I was actually very, very surprised that Tanahashi beat Archer.
Yeah, me too.
In the United States. You know, I know Tanahashi's accolades, been there a while and everything like that, but this was really a chance for Archer to have a big, big singles run in New Japan, which I associate Archer more with New Japan than I do AEW right now. I mean, that's where he's kind of built this character up, you know. Yeah. So I was really sad by that. You know, I thought he deserved a long run with the title. But
Tanahashi wins, LOL.
Well, the rumors I've heard are that like there might be a match between Moxley and Tanahashi at All Out.
Ooh.
And then
interesting.
And then like you know they'll go from there. I think they want to probably make it a rematch with Archer, but. I don't know. I'm sad about the result, but at the same time, I kind of get it because if Tanahashi is going to make that transition to be like a mainstay in New Japan of USA, just you know shake it up a bit, that's one way to get eyes on it. You know, especially even from and actually, ironically enough, even from the Japanese side. You know, this could actually make them want to watch it more if the ace is on there. But you know, we'll see. I like I said, like you said, JC, I would like to have seen Archer with a longer reign, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, overall I thought this was good. I really kind of do hope that because this really felt like a New Japan, just the way it was promoted. It felt like a almost an American pay-per-view in New Japan. It just except for it being at 10 o'clock at night our time. So that was the second part.
One thing I do want to speak about real quick is that damn Will Ospreay promo. Because if that man didn't solidify himself as the heel of the year right then, I don't know what else he could possibly do, short of just like punching a baby directly in the face. Like I don't know what more he can do.
Don't give him any ideas. Don't give him any ideas. So
yeah, you're right. Because actually he can do it. But he set off everybody. He like just it wasn't even like calling out AEW wasn't that shocking. But even like set off New Japan. He insulted Shingo Takagi, calling him an interim fake champion. He insulted the LA Dojo, saying Shibata was never on his level, which legitimately pissed me off. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. And I was like, dude, This guy is I was impressed. I didn't know Ospreay's heel mode was that good.
Did he have Cobb with him?
No, Cobb's still in Japan.
Oh, never mind then.
Why do I even bother talking about New Japan if Jeff Cobb isn't on the show when Mike is here?
I agree with that statement. I'm just asking.
I can't stand you.
If you missed Resurgence,
I can't either. Don't worry, buddy.
If you missed Resurgence, you can still watch it on New Japan World. It's around $9 a month with the exchange rate works out. Or you can also go on Fight TV and still get it. It's $20. Once you buy it, you got it for life, basically. So you still can go check it out.
Oh,
what's up?
One last thing. The commentary was hilarious. The English commentary, hilarious. Kevin Kelly, Alex Kozlov, and the former Adrian. What was his name?
Wojnarowski?
The former Aiden English was on commentary with them, and they were hilarious all night. I couldn't stop laughing at the commentary, so it was great.
Nice. Drama King.
Drama King, yes.
Yeah. All right. As I mentioned off the top of the show, Impact decided to sneak in a little Friday Impact Plus show. And this one, actually, we're not going to make any picks on it. If you really want to know what happened, believe it or not, this was already taped this past weekend at Skyway Studios. And it features Christian Cage's first title defense. He's going to be defending the Impact World Championship.
Epic win on Rampage. That was such a good
yes,
win.
if you haven't heard by now, Christian Cage won the Impact World Championship from Kenny Omega on AEW Rampage. Hell of a match. What do you guys think of the decision to have Christian Cage, who's technically not an Impact wrestler right now, he is under AEW contracts, to have him winning the Impact World title and not someone on the Impact roster?
I think personally, I think it's not the worst idea ever. I mean, it would be cool to see someone from Impact win it back again, but at the same time, doesn't everyone kind of agree Christian really came in on his own because of TNA in the first place? I mean, he had a singles run in WWE of some successful ones with the IC title and everything, but it didn't feel like he really became the main event guy we knew he could be because of TNA.
Yes.
And like kind of winning it again is almost like a kind of revalidation of that point because TNA gave him a shot in the first place, and now and plus Scott D'Amore knows him, you know, and if anyone's trustworthy with a belt, put it on Christian. So.
Well, the interesting part about this is actually I think this is his first time as the Impact World Champion. Because when he won it before, it was still the NWA World Champion. Yeah. So
it still had the NWA World Belt at the time. So this is the first time he's had it under the. Maybe that's why they did it, so he could have it under the Impact name too.
Since he's already an Impact Hall of Famer, you know, so to have that is pretty cool.
Yeah. And I don't like I mean, I'm not trying to say that like Kenny's not a giving person because I think he's done really well, but I think in the long run, if it wasn't going to be Moose. I'm not sure. Maybe Sami Callihan, but I feel like this was a way to get that belt off him with someone who has deep Impact ties. It's a little bit easier, I guess, with where things are now for Christian to lose that to, one of the Impact or an actual Impact star. Because, Kenny's still the AEW guy, and you want to take belts off him, but you don't want to give him too many losses. Right. Before he eventually loses that AEW title. So Christian's an established star. He's a star in multiple promotions, if you will, or has been. And there was shenanigans, of course. Right? I really thought that someone from Impact was going to interfere. But, the use of the chair I still want to call it the Imprettier. They're calling it the Kill Switch in AEW, which is cool. But onto the chair was pretty impactful. So, if you're going to take it off him, yeah, it was totally intended. Exactly what I meant.
So you mentioned that, and I was wondering if it was going to be a bad weekend for Omega. He lost that title on Friday, and then he had to go down to Mexico and defend his AAA championship against Andrade, who had Ric Flair in his corner. But he was able to hold on to that. But meanwhile, though, Deonna Purrazzo went down there and won the Reina de Reinas championship there. So she is also a double champion right now.
Yeah. Did you see a picture Kenny posted on his Twitter of him and Dion?
Mike and I were.
Yeah.
Mike and I were talking about before the show, and Mike mentioned Britt Baker was like, "Bring her with you to AEW," basically.
Yes,
So.
I was like, yes.
All right.
I was like, yes.
Well,
Give me that match already.
There's a lot going on Friday. Obviously, people are going to be glued to SmackDown and to Rampage after that. But if you really don't want to watch SmackDown, I can't blame you. You can watch Emergence on Impact Plus or watch it at some point this weekend. There are 5 matches on the card. Petey Williams versus Steve Maclin. There's a 4-way number 1 contender match. Chris Sabin versus Sami Callihan versus Ace Austin versus Moose to get a title shot at the Impact World Championship. The Good Brothers defend the Tag Team Championships against Rich Swann and Willie Mack and Violent by Design. And the X Division Championship, Josh Alexander defends against Jake Something. That's literally.
It's weird seeing an X Division title match without 6 people in it.
You know what's funny? That was the running joke. Even like before now for like years.
Yeah.
That was always the running joke in TNA. It's like, can the X Division belt be defended against just one person? And TNA was always like, never.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you.
4 points in X. Gotta be at least 4 people, right? Yeah.
Like in the last year that we've been, doing picks for Impact shows, I feel like I'm pretty sure like 5 of them were like at least the same 5 guys. Over and over. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just like think.
For a while, it felt like that.
I'm pretty sure I could have just picked TJP or Rajit or one of those, and there was a good chance it was going to be in it. So.
The more you say that, the more I'm like, yeah, I think you're right. Oh, real quick, when you said Moose, I meant to say you guys, Ishii and Moose match might have stole the show for me.
A Resurgence? Okay.
Resurgence. When you watch that match, the fact that both of them kept getting up is gonna amaze you. Like, and I'm not kidding. Like, there's gonna be a point where you're like, how did they act? Like, you're legitimately gonna ask, how did they get up from that? It's good. It's really good.
I heard there was one part where Moose said, "Stand up," and Ishii said, "I am."
Yeah, she did.
Just kidding.
But no, when they stand next to each other, the height difference is so insane.
I know, it's like a foot at least.
And you're just thinking, okay, first of all, who booked this? Because they're full of crap. Because they knew what they were doing the second they put this on paper.
It was like on AEW when Layla Hirsch stood up to Camilla Brickhouse.
That
it's
is
like
still the best image ever.
Yeah.
So.
Well, never mind.
If you're describing the way you did, Tom, I really hope that becomes like a best of 7 or something like that between the two of them. So, Christian Cage and Brian Myers, of course, is the main event, and you can watch it Friday starting at 6 o'clock on Impact Plus. It'll be on demand after that. So, all right, guys, let's get into SummerSlam on a Saturday this year.
Yay!
That's kind of cool, actually.
It is kind of cool.
It is, but I'm just.
It's better than like finishing the show at 10:30 and then being like, "Oh, I guess I got to start school tomorrow."
Yeah. Because you know TakeOver will end on time, right? So
yeah.
As of right now, there's 10 matches on the card. We don't know what else they may add or remove on SmackDown. And I mentioned remove because there's some rumors one match might get taken off. We'll see.
I'm hoping not.
So we're gonna kind of go through, make our predictions for SummerSlam. If you're watching us live or if you're watching us later on, feel free to type in your predictions along with us. Let us know who you think is gonna win. We're gonna start this off with Edge and Seth Rollins. Radar Superstar against the Monday Night Messiah, or whatever he's calling himself nowadays.
I know what his nickname is.
Mike, what do you think of this one?
I think I'm going to go Edge.
All right.
I feel like Rollins is kind of in this place with his character where the losses don't really affect him because he's just so good at getting a story going. And I feel like they're still trying to keep Edge relatively strong for, at least maybe another year of solid matches at the top of the card.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked at all if Seth wins. I just kind of feel like Seth is in that place right now where he's so good as a heel and so kind of schmarmy. I don't know if that's a good word, but I think it is. That it doesn't affect him though. Like he'll lose and then he'll be back with all his
he'll still get a title shot.
Stuff. Yeah.
He'll still get a title shot, right? Tommy, what about you?
I'm going Edge. I feel like pretty much the exact same reasons as Mike. It's like I just feel like Edge's I mean, still putting guys over, but like he doesn't have to lose necessarily to do it. I mean, losing to Roman Reigns made sense. I'm not gonna lie about that. That made sense. Yeah. But it's like he doesn't have to lose to put some people over. He's good enough to win and still get guys over. And Seth Rollins, like you said, kind of doesn't need the help anyway. I mean, you know, heel or face, he always puts in great work. So, you know, I think it'll be fine. So yeah, I'm going Edge.
I think so as well. Edge clean sweep, like you guys mentioned about Rollins. I wouldn't be surprised if Rollins won. To be honest with you, because this is one of those that go either way. Yeah. But Edge really building this up. He hasn't been on TV in a while. Kind of building a revenge storyline, and that'd be cool. I'm not gonna lie though, I wouldn't mind seeing a mixed tag at some point between Edge and Beth Phoenix against Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch whenever she comes back. You know, if they get the wives involved.
I agree, but apparently there's reports that Seth and Becky don't like the way they were forced to be
a team that one time.
Once their relationship, like they just didn't feel like it was really where their characters were. It didn't need to be done. But I agree. I think it would be a great match if they do it. Just because I feel like the way Seth has been this whole year, there's so many times where Becky would just show up and like slap him upside the head and be like, "What are you doing?"
It almost felt like Seth was dragging her character down in a way, you know. So.
Oh yeah, during that initial run, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next one. You know, we never got to see Paul versus John when the Beatles broke up, but 3-man band broke up, and we're getting Drew McIntyre against Jinder Mahal. I was going to say it. I'm going to say Drew McIntyre. I really think they're just going to keep him winning. Obviously, he can't challenge for the title as long as Lashley holds it, unless they want to just wait around until the Royal Rumble and maybe give him another shot there. So I'm just going to go with Drew McIntyre to win here. Mike, what about you?
I'm going the same way, but I really wish that I think he's in Impact, right? Was in better working condition with WWE, so Heath Slater could run in from the crowd and do an interference thing. But yeah, I mean Drew McIntyre. I don't know why you would have him lose to Jinder Mahal right now. It's just in a weird place, but yeah.
Yeah, and Tommy.
I'm going Drew McIntyre, but the second Mike said, I don't know why you'd have Jinder win right now. That'd be weird. I was like, well, it's WWE. I might as well just pick Jinder. But no, I'll stick with Drew.
Who knows what kind of move Vince is in that
I didn't say it in front of Vince, so he didn't get the idea yet. But.
This is true. But it's to me, it's like I think this is just like a showcase for, like you said, the 3-man band. You know, I'm just waiting for the day that Heath Slater returns and he's like like that picture of The Rock that someone photoshopped of him. I'm just waiting for the day he comes back looking exactly like that. Everyone thinks it's funny. It's like ha ha. And I'm like in 4 years, ha ha. He looks like that now.
I'm just whenever this match comes on Saturday, I'm just waiting for the Heath Slater tweet. So
yeah, can't wait. Right, guys, don't fight. All right,
I love you both.
Before we get to the next match, I'm going to read off a list of names here. All right,
Okay.
Keith Lee, Jeff Hardy, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, The New Day, Sami Zayn, new Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, Asuka, Toni Storm, Tegan Nox, and Shotzi Blackheart. What do all these people have in common?
They're not on the show.
None of them are on the card.
None of them are on the card at all this weekend, but somehow Eva Marie has a match at SummerSlam.
I saw that! I couldn't believe that! I couldn't believe that! Who hired her back? Who hired her back?
I'm picking Alexa Bliss. I hope this is a clean sweep, you guys. I really don't think... Please, dear God, don't put Eva Marie over Alexa Bliss, especially the way you have built this character up and the way she's kicking it. Yeah. You can imagine the Vegas heat if Eva Marie somehow gets over on this.
So you don't want me to pick?
You better not pick Eva Marie. If you pick Eva Marie, there's something wrong with you.
I think Doudrop is going to interfere.
On Eva.
I think Eva's going to get the win, and then I think spooky bollocks stuff is going to happen afterward. And by the way, I watch way too much Cultaholic, so spooky bollocks is in my vocabulary now. But I kind of do. But because of Doudrop, obviously not because of Eva Marie.
I just can't Doudrop. You know what, Piper Niven. I'm just call her what she should be called.
So unless
she just turn on Eva
free,
can she just turn on
that could happen, and that would be better. But it's WWE. Look, you keep asking why. but they did. And they kept her signed from like March or something way earlier in the year and held out this whole time to bring her on TV. So it's WWE. So I hope I'm wrong, but it's WWE.
I really hope you're wrong too, Mike. Tommy, what about you?
I'm going Alexa Bliss. I don't care. I don't care. It's how is she still hired? I mean, like, they literally debuted her in the worst way. They debuted her doing nothing, and they changed Piper Niven's name. Like, none of us know who she is.
I'm not trying to defend her, but this is exactly the reason they hired her. Because now we're spending time on our show, more than other matches, talking about how much we dislike her.
You know,
good heat or bad heat, that's what they want.
The one good thing about the heat she's gotten this time around is the fact that she has not wrestled. It's been about her telling people do this, that. So if they want to keep this up, if she says, no, you're going to wrestle for me this time, cool. But don't put her in the ring.
She has actually been in multi-person tag matches and looked bad, but that's
the point. She looks bad. She doesn't sell very well. She never really improved on that when she wasn't before, and I'm afraid she's going to get someone hurt. I really am. It's a risk. That's my thing.
But again, we've spent more time on this match than McIntyre and Mahal or Edge and Seth. So
you're right. Let's shut up and move on. Go Bliss, kick her ass. All right. On to the title matches now. United States Championship. Sheamus. With the mask and still looking Irish hood you got there. So Sheamus against Damian Priest, who busted out the Spanish when they were in San Antonio on Monday. A good call on his part, by the way. That was pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and say Damian Priest. I feel like it's the right time to do it. You've really kind of built this up. I don't know how serious that injury Sheamus is they have, but maybe it'll allow him to work a little less if he doesn't have a belt to defend. But Damian Priest would be a really good fit here. You really want to push this guy, give him a mid-card title, and let him do something with it. I think it'd be pretty cool. He's been running pretty well on TV recently, so that's where I'm going. Mike, what about you?
No, I'm same with you, and let me say too that Sheamus has been solid this past year, even going back into the Thunderdome era. He's really solid. He did a great story with McIntyre for a while. And again, I agree. Like, I'm glad he's finally wearing the Irish thug gear as opposed to just his green tights, but or trunks. But I agree. It's time to put it on Priest. He kind of was in nowhere after Bad Bunny and WrestleMania. They kind of extended the feud with The Miz for no reason.
Too far.
Yeah.
So I agree. Put it on him. Give him a title. And let him show it off for a little bit.
All right, and Tommy.
Damian Priest, yeah,
okay.
It's same reason. Who was I following? I think Sean Ross or someone on Twitter. They said, "How many times are we gonna see The Miz and Damian Priest?" And look, and I actually was like, "Sweet Lord, that didn't happen again, did it?" Like, I was like, and whenever this happens, I use my exact same argument. Okay. No one ever gets to complain again that Tanahashi and Okada wrestled each other too much because this crap happens literally every week.
But
you can never complain about
in all fairness, in WWE, there's about 6 matches that could fit under that, where it's like
That's
these
true.
two again.
That's true.
With Gucci slippers on this time too. So, by the way, you mentioned that. I thought the Moist TV segment was hilarious. By the way, because it was John Morse hosting this or Johnny Drip Drip, so that was hilarious.
Okay, I didn't say everything they did was bad. It just,
the funny thing is, go back and watch that segment and close your eyes and just listen to the words that are being said. There's a lot of little innuendos in there. It's kind of funny. So,
oh dear Lord.
Yeah. All right. Raw Tag Team Championship: AJ Styles and Osmosis against RK Bro. I really think they have been teasing this breakup of Orton and Riddle long enough. I think it might finally come to a head here, so I'm going to go with Styles and the big guy.
You didn't watch Raw then, did you?
What did I miss on that part?
It literally feels like it may have been the opposite because Orton RKO'd him last week.
Mm-hmm.
He left him this week, and Riddle still came to save him. So, and Randy was like, "Well, God dang it, I respect you." And so then they reformed the team. So I'm actually going to go opposite you.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Arcade Bro.
I don't get to see all of Raw.
I agree. I know. Look, I don't have a life, and I'm bored in the evening, so I watched Raw.
All right.
But I think that the whole point is they're going to neutralize Osmosis somehow and take out AJ Styles. So
all right.
That's my bet.
And Tommy?
Okay. I'll agree with Mike because it feels like it's such a questionable booking decision that makes little to no sense going in that it feels like it's perfect for Vince to do.
So it's right up WWE's alley.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I can't lie. Orton RKOing Riddle repeatedly, beating him up and leaving him, and yet Riddle's still coming back. Sounds like such a stoner thing to do that it makes total sense that this would work out perfectly for both of them. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with RK Bro.
Okay. On the other side, SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the Usos are defending against the Mysterios.
Speaking of matches that happen over and over.
That happened over and over.
Yeah.
A result that should have been different last time. But
exactly.
Mike, where are you going with this one?
I mean, I thought he got a DWI, then they put the belts on him. I wouldn't imagine why you would then just turn around and take him right back off. I'm going to go Usos again.
Yeah.
I kind of hope I'm wrong, but WWE booking, I don't know what to tell you.
Tommy, you green?
I'm going to go the Mysterios.
Okay.
I'm going to say Rand Dominic. I don't know. I feel like hot potato with tag titles. It's the summer. I feel like that's what happens in the summer. Like literally year round did it be hot potato with tag titles. But it's like I don't know. I feel like again that would make so little sense to put them on the Usos randomly after the DWA, take them right back off of them. Unfortunately, that makes too little sense. So of course that's gonna work.
If you do that, then you're gonna tell me Dominic's had more title reigns in the past year than Cesaro has. Just throw that out there.
Yeah, that'll piss off Mike.
Well, thank you for depressing me. Thank you, because that is the single saddest thing you could have actually said right now.
I did pick Eva Marie, so I don't know.
Like Mike said it. This is WWE booking. Get us some bad publicity, and we'll still put a belt on you.
Wait, no, hold on. Oh, sorry. Wait, hold on. No, I would take Eva Marie coming back, and that meant we got more Cesaro title reigns. I would absolutely sacrifice that. I wouldn't care if the sacrifice we have to make is Eva Marie come back. That means Cesaro wins more titles. Then you know what? Screw it. Eva Marie, get in here.
But we haven't gotten that.
I agree with you because if nothing else, I mean, she is an attractive woman. So
this is true.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna go with the Usos. I don't have confidence in Vince's decision making. I
don't either.
I hope it's a Mysterios, but I don't know. Maybe if this match opens the show, but I don't know. They might have the U.S. title open the show. Who knows? So, all right, and now a match that we don't know if it's going to happen or not. Bianca Belair defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Sasha Banks.
I'm holding out hope and praying that it happens.
I mentioned that it may not happen because if you aren't aware, there were a couple of live events over the weekend where they were supposed to be wrestling each other, and those matches were promoted, were advertised, but the crowd was let know that night that. So unfortunately, this match is not taking place. Neither one's in the building. They canceled it
due to unforeseen circumstances, I believe, is the phrasing they use.
Yeah. Obviously, the first thought with everything going on right now is COVID. One or both of them may have tested positive, especially with the Delta variant going around too. It's interesting to note that the first show this happened was in Charlotte. Charlotte Flair's hometown, but she was in Mexico backstage for her fiance's match against Kenny Omega.
Coincidence? Probably.
Yeah. But there was another house show the following night. Same thing, unforeseen circumstances. So I don't know if this match is going to happen. Maybe they'll give us an update on Friday about something. Who knows? That being said, we're still going to pick it. in case it does happen. So we're running on the assumption it's still going on, but I wouldn't be surprised if this one's taken off if it is due to a COVID issue or some sort of thing. I'm going to go first. I'm going to say Bianca Belair. I like the title reign that she's had. I like that she's basically come out and said, I want to take out all of the Four Horsewomen of WWE. I think she said that in an interview at one point. She's already got Sasha Banks down. She's already got Bayley down. Obviously, she has Charlotte and Becky to go. So
she didn't take out Bayley. She just won more matches than Bayley did. Okay?
That's what I meant. That's
like, we never lose. We just have less points when the buzzer goes on. I don't know.
The
same thing as me, though.
I think it's an interesting thing with Sasha. I feel like, obviously, she's been on TV for a while. We don't know if this is a COVID risk thing or something, or what's going on with that. But I wonder if she's a risk. A risk in this if she ever becomes champion, because, what if she can't go? So I think Bianca Belair is a great champion. I think you want to keep running that. So the Lord knows they botched Rhea Ripley's title run, right? Tommy, where are you going with this one?
I personally was gonna go Sasha Banks, and to give Bianca kind of a bit of a chase story in a way, maybe she has to because especially if they're teaming, if Sasha's teaming up with Carmella and Zelina Vega, they might give her something to, like a gauntlet to run through of superstars to get to Sasha again, which I'd be down with because Bianca Belair is ridiculously talented. So and I think her and Carmella and her and Zelina would have great matches, and I'm down for a tiebreaker of the series, Bianca wins WrestleMania, Sasha wins the SummerSlam, and they could have I'll be down for some kind of
Extreme Rules match, because Extreme Rules is the next pay-per-view, by the way.
God no, but
Queen of the Ring.
Yeah.
That or a Iron Woman match. That's what I was trying to think of. A 30-minute Iron Woman match. Because they're both that talented, they can pull it off.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tommy's going with Sasha. Mike, what about you?
Bianca, partially because I was thinking that Becky was going to return.
Oh.
And
I was wondering what shirt you were wearing.
Because I thought she was going to kind of come out and be like that new boss level for Bianca, where that's why, because I kind of thought when you were talking about the Four Horsewomen comment, you were going there she's beaten Bayley, she's beaten Sasha, she hasn't got to Charlotte yet, but here comes Becky, not necessarily as a heel, just as Becky is the man, which was kind of just does whatever she wants. She wants to face the best. She's back. But, obviously now that it's in flux, I want to see how that happens. But I still think if it does happen, I think they keep it on Bianca.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Raw Women's Championship is a triple threat. Nikki, almost a superhero, defending against Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. Mike, what say you on this one?
So, I just want to say real quick, I think Nikki's awesome. I'm not the biggest fan of the character she's doing right now, just because I feel it's clearly geared toward a younger audience, and I get that, and I don't hate that, but for me, I feel like she's your champion or her, she shouldn't be that I think I can do it. I believe in myself. I get what they're going with it, and I don't want to speak poorly of her. It doesn't really resonate with me, and I guess it's not supposed to, because she's capable of I heard someone talk about they should do with her what they've done with Mick Foley, where she snaps back into her crazy Nikki personality,
right?
Which would be really cool. But that being said, I think they're going to go back to Rhea. I'm going with Rhea Ripley on this one. Mm-hmm. I just can't. I can't pick Charlotte Flair to win a title. I can't.
Okay. B Ninja says, "What's up, guys? Late to the party, a la Tommy." Yeah.
I can't. You know what? Forget you. Forget you, B Ninja. I know your real name. I'll put it out there. I don't care.
I'll let B Ninja know. I did finally pick up Guilty Gear Strive on Steam, and I'm playing
How
the
is that?
Windjammers too. But it's so good. It's so good. I mean, I was a part of the beta test initially, so. But yeah,
you jerk! I hate you. Kind of.
So I'll be streaming that. If you got it on PC, Brandon, we got to play. And I know you're very excited for Baiken, who was just announced as the last DLC for Samurai Showdown. A little Guilty Gear and Samurai Showdown crossover. Baiken is going to be in there. And,
me too.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm wow. Sorry.
I can't
if
wait
you pick
for
it
the
up on
Bike Guy
Steam,
either.
if you pick it up on Steam, Tommy, let's play because when it comes out, I'll probably be streaming how I'm supposed to beat Baiken and Samurai Showdown because that's all I do when all the new DCOs come out. So, all right,
Yeah, I'm hyped for the biker too. Like, yeah.
Baiken, not the bike dick.
Oh my bad.
Tommy, where are you?
I feel bad that I geeked out with that one. I'm going with Nikki only because this is stupid. This is stupid. This is absolutely stupid. The booking for this has been stupid. I can't stand how stupid this is. What? Why? Why have we been doing this? Why are we screwing over Rhea? In a way, why are we screwing over Charlotte? And why are we making Nikki look like an idiot because she has to play second banana to these two when she's the champion? This is stupid. I am so mad at this booking. It's so ridiculous. You can at least make Nikki look awesome during this. Not like unbeatable, but just good. And she keeps getting beaten by the two people who are challenging her. It's stupid. And it's making me mad and sad. And I'm sorry that was building up for a while.
Well, Tommy,
Yeah,
I'm going to kind of echo what you said. This is stupid. They really botched this. This is dumb. And what's more stupid on the way you booked this is you have Charlotte win the title. So that's why I'm picking Charlotte's.
Yeah.
That's so, you know.
A true triple threat between us. I love it.
Yeah.
One of us is gonna win.
One of us is going to win. I'm going with the logical choice in Vince McMahon's head. Is he botched the way this shit was booked. So.
Okay, hold on. Wait, hold on. One of us has got to win. I thought it's a triple threat match. There's no DQs, no countouts, it can't end. But then again, we had a Hell in a Cell in a no contest. Which to this day, I'm still not over.
Well, the WWE does say never, so.
I refuse to let that Hell in a Cell go to this. I will never let that go. We tried to kill Mick Foley once, and the match kept going.
Look,
I saw. I'm sorry. I saw this joke. I'll have to send it to y'all later.
Okay, again, Hell in a Cell was a no contest, but my God, if they ever have a ladder match in a no contest, or has that happened before?
No.
That sounds more like a TNA Russo era type.
Or even if they have no winner of a Royal Rumble one year, then we know they've jumped the shark. That's just the way I'm going to see it. So
I mean,
if you ever get a Royal Rumble with no winner, I officially am. I will say it right now. I will
look,
not
if Vince comes out and blows out his quads again, then that might be a little worth it. But
okay, if that happens, I'll keep watching. I was like,
all right.
Oh, karma, like in Texas. Anyway.
Her name is Awesome Cause.
V-Ninja, the booking with most of these matches is garbage. Not true. Speaking of garbage booking, let's talk about Bobby Lashley and Oldberg. Why not?
and by the way, for those who you guys don't get the sheets that JC sends out, it does say Oldberg on our sheet.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
And I didn't read the full sheet until I scanned it when we.
There you go, guys, right there. Yep.
I scanned it when he sent it to us, so I didn't really read it. As we were going along, I said, "Does that say Oldberg?" That's the son of a. Okay, whatever. Let's just keep going.
Look, I'm not mad at Lashley on this. I think the way they set this up, with the way he squashed Kofi in his last match, the way they've made him a monster, the way they've actually made him look like a formidable, unbeatable champion in a way. He reminds me a lot of what he was doing when he was in Impact as champion.
Yeah, it does.
And so the way Goldberg has come out and tried to got over on this, I'm like, I just don't see it. I know he's trying to make memories with his son, which, by the way, his son now could train to be a wrestler. So.
His son now, I think could actually take Kofi Kingston. So I was like, what the hell? It was like, that's the same kid?
Yeah.
I think the kids nowadays call it a glow up, but
you're not wrong.
Yeah, you're the teacher. You tell us, so you have to educate us on the slang.
Here is my issue with every time they put Goldberg and Brock Lesnar in a world title situation. Do you guys remember WrestleMania 17 when Triple H didn't have a match yet? He was talking about how he's beaten all these people, and the Undertaker just stepped up and challenged him.
Right.
Okay. Why can't we just do that with these part-timers who, clearly aren't going to wrestle a lot that year? instead of giving them just title match after title match after title match after title match, just put them against. Okay, the year Goldberg wrestled Dolph Ziggler, people complain about that, but at least it was just a match where he got to beat the crap out of Dolph Ziggler, and I'm sure Dolph Ziggler got a nice payday. Let's just do that.
That was honestly hilarious.
I actually, for all people talking about that match, I love that match.
You know,
I legitimately love that match.
You make an interesting point. I think people wouldn't mind so much Lesnar and Goldberg being on the shows if they weren't challenging for titles. And Goldberg has said in an interview he wants to get younger talent over. He wants to work with them. That's great, but you don't need a title shot for it. Lashley doesn't need a win over you. Be honest with you.
Lashley does not need help to look.
No, he doesn't.
He's already got it.
If they're gonna do the whole brand versus brand thing at Survivor Series, I do want to see Lashley and Roman, especially the way they're both going right now. Who I think Goldberg should be wrestling on this show if he's gonna be on it, he should be fucking wrestling Cesaro. Give me something out of Cesaro.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
You know, you want to see that. And Mike was thinking about it in his head. I could see the wheels turning. He's like, yeah, that probably would be good too. So, that being said, I'm picking Lashley on this. He better win. You don't want to take the title off him right now. He's building up some momentum as a champion. Yeah. Let's run the long title run here with him. So I'm going with Lashley.
I was gonna go the same, and I was gonna say if Goldberg wins, I'm gonna stop watching Raw on Mondays, but that's already happened. So I'm going with Lashley.
Not by choice. Mike tries to watch Raw. He falls asleep like halfway through. That's really what it's about.
Yeah, so, I really do.
Tommy, what about you? What are you picking?
I'm going Lashley.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, a fly got into my house last night and took my attention for like 20 minutes.
Squirrel?
So.
Yeah. All right.
You didn't miss anything, probably.
No, that's what I meant. It was more entertaining to follow him around the house.
And what has been heavily promoted and is probably definitely going to be the main event of SummerSlam, Universal Championship, Roman Reigns against the Peacemaker John Cena.
Once in a lifetime.
Okay.
What?
Everything I just said about Goldberg, this is the exception to that rule because the promos have been fire for this going in. So this is my exception to that rule because this has been fun as hell.
And to be fair, Roman's pretty much beaten everybody else on SmackDown right now. So
this is actually a good point. So there's actually kind of no one left. So
maybe I'm a little bit jaded from old CM Punk promos, but do we really need to make news stories online because John Cena says you ran Dean Ambrose out of the WWE and I'm going to steal the title and kiss you? Like, we get it. You're referencing people that aren't in WWE. I don't feel like it's as big of a deal anymore. And all the news sites that we followed and everyone was tweeting, oh my God, but I'm just like, we get it. We know other companies. They exist.
Roman had a better line.
Like to admit it.
Roman had a better line when he mentioned Nikki Bella, though. I thought that was great.
That was a good one. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a cheap shot, but still, I get it. It's easy heat.
I was gonna say, honestly, I preferred the Dean Ambrose line. I thought of everything he could have said, the fact that he even brought him up. Of course, it's John Cena; he's untouchable. But I reference to the song. But it's like of everything he could have said, that to me was like kind of fair.
You should have said that to Vince, but.
Roman Reigns. The only difference is they're two different people, kind of. Maybe I don't know. I mean, we've always seen them in the same place like 2 or 3 times. And, hey, how live was the crowd? Conspiracy theories. Think about it.
Note on this: if you haven't seen the Suicide Squad yet, I think it's definitely worth checking out. John Cena is a scene stealer in that movie. He's really hilarious. So worth checking that movie out. And I look forward to the Peacemaker series on HBO Max. As far as this match, going Roman Reigns. He's gonna hold it till at least WrestleMania. So that's I don't see anyone taking it off him until then, unless they pull some big surprise, which would shock me. But Roman's really he's the big star right now. And how great is it when, he finally turned heel because the fans said he needed to. He's not doing scripted promos. Just give the bullet points, let the man talk. See how much better things are when things are doing like that? So go with Roman Reigns. Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Roman Reigns. There's no reason for Cena to win and disrupt his character. It's the 2 title matches we're basically the same storylines. Bring in an old timer, part timer. They don't want to face him at first.
Yeah.
They want it anyway. There's no reason for either of the regular, everyday guys to lose. So.
And Tommy?
I'm going Reigns. I think this will be an interesting contrast to when they faced each other before, because Roman's finally coming to his own character. He's finally, doing his own thing, as opposed to just being a Carbon Vince sketch. So I think this will be more fun. It'll kind of cement Roman as that top guy that Vince has been wanting him to be for years, but couldn't do because he was doing it wrong, and this is doing it right. So,
all right, that is SummerSlam, guys. Bernsey, by the way, says, remember, you can't see John Cena. Yeah, well,
it's true.
Yeah, couldn't see him on the movie posters either, right? So that is going down on Saturday, which is crazy, but that means NXT is the main event of the weekend. NXT TakeOver 36 on Sunday, back at the back in Orlando, the Performance Center. 5 matches on the card. They didn't add anything else from tonight, and these should go pretty quick. But the last one is pretty interesting, I should say. First, the $1 Million Championship, LA Knight against Cameron Grimes, and I believe there's an extra stipulation on this. If LA Knight wins, Ted DiBiase has to become his butler.
As well, yeah.
Yeah, I can't see the $1 Million Man being anybody's butler. I'm going with Cameron Grimes. And I kind of want the whole Beverly Hillbilly type thing you got going here, where you got a guy striking it rich. So that's where I'm going. Tommy, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going Cameron Grimes. Okay, these two are just fun. I'm kind of sad this might be the end of their feud, because honestly, they might be the most hilarious thing happening in wrestling right now. And this just in general, because they're both just funny. So I'm actually enjoying all their shenanigans.
And Mike?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cameron Grimes too. I agree with Tommy. They're hilarious, but I think the whole point was to eventually get Cameron Grimes over and get that character, like you said, that's kind of Beverly Hillbillies-ish. So.
All right. Hey guys, remember there's an NXT United Kingdom Championship? Did y'all remember that?
Yes.
I heard a rumor about this belt. It was never confirmed. Not that I know of.
It's been a while since we've seen it on NXT TV and at least defended. It's whenever NXT UK was running, they were able to do it. But Walter is still champion. Has held it ever since he beat Pete Dunne for it. So it's been over 2 years. It feels like, right? And he's defending against. I hope I say this right. Ilja Dragunov.
Ilya, it's more the J's kind of not.
Yeah.
Oh, so Ilya Dragunov. Okay, cool.
It's kind of more of like a Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah.
What do you guys think, Mike? Where are you going on this one?
So here's the thing. I haven't watched the show, but I've kind of kept up with the story. I'm actually going to go with Dragunov.
Ooh.
Because they did have one match previously, which people were kind of putting up there with like not Dunn, but the young guy from Mustache Mountain.
Tyler Bates.
Tyler
Bates, thank you. Yeah, Tyler Bates. His match with them. But I've been kind of seeing that there's a story where after that match, Dragunov was kind of like losing and kind of lost himself until he could kind of control his rage, because anytime he would get chopped, he would kind of flip out apparently because of, like Walter PTSD basically.
Right.
But there seems to be a lot of people who are really high on him. The few matches I've seen, he is really good. Like, I think he had a match with Cesaro at one of those first NXT UK pay-per-views that they did, takeovers. And, I mean, Walter's really good, but and what else do you have to do right now? So I'm going to go with Dragunov.
Tommy?
I want Dragunov too, because I feel like they want to move Walter to the main NXT, while we still have it. And look, I'm nervous, man. Every time we mention NXT that's still on, I'm like, oh, thank God for now. Dear Lord, please.
Is he under 30?
He's tall.
He's tall.
It's not muscular, but yeah, so.
That's a good point. Anyway, hell, neither was Andre the Giant. I'm sorry. I did that. Just a fact, okay? I'm not trying to say anything bad about Andre, but neither was he. Anyway. And his legendary beer drinking was proof of that. Anyway, I'm going with Dragunov because damn it, that guy's been impressive. And I like you said with Walter, and I checked, he's had it for as of now 864 days.
Yeah, I'm picking Walter until someone breaks that streak. It's just it's one of those things that was like it's almost like picking Deonna Purrazzo or Hikaru Shida. You pick them until someone actually does beat them, and I'm kind of going with Walter on that one too, personally.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Dragunov, and honestly, if Dragunov wins, it's almost I don't know if they'll keep Walter around. The way they've been releasing people, they might just cut him and let him go back all over Europe, where he was dominating.
Oh.
If they cut
Sad
Walter,
to say.
He's either going to New Japan, or AEW, or Impact, because can you imagine if they let him go and you hear Dachayovsky's symphony in AEW arena?
Yep. That'd be nuts.
Pop.
I mean, this match has probably already happened too, but could you also imagine Walter and Suzuki?
Wow. Tommy would have to confirm if that happened. Yeah.
I think it has happened.
I'm sure it has, but I haven't heard about it or seen it. So in my mind,
can you imagine? You can't imagine because can you imagine them just chopping each other and just like standing there laughing at each other as the other does it?
They just stop the match after a while and go get a beer together after just like chopping the hell out of each other.
They're like, and Suzuki's like, sure you're not my like British, like my like Russian son, because I'm pretty positive. He's like,
I've been around the world.
Like, you could be my dad. My mom doesn't tell me everything, so.
NXT Women's Championship: Raquel Gonzalez against Dakota Kai. I'm gonna stick with Raquel. I know this has been actually a really, really good story the way they have built this up, but I like Raquel in this. I like her as a women's champion. I think she's really good at it, and the storyline is doing great for Dakota Kai, but I just don't see her winning the championship here. Mike, what about you?
Kind of on the same token, I think Raquel gets this win to legitimize or to continue to legitimize her title reign, but I do think Dakota Kai is breaking out, and I do think down the line they'll have a rematch, and she'll win it at that one. But I do think Raquel will get this first one.
All right. And Tommy.
Oh, I guess I'm lone wolfing this. I actually see Dakota Kai. God, I can't say that. Actually winning this match. So I don't know. I kind of like see her taking the win here.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they definitely built up her character pretty well. Sometimes NXT is okay with letting the story play out a bit, so that's kind of what I'm banking on.
Yeah.
And actually, I just checked. Walter and Suzuki have not had a match yet.
Whoa!
Oh boy!
Oh dear God!
Maybe it could happen.
I would love it.
Yeah, and it's only 30 days. Actually, it's NXT UK. They may have like a 15-day because they care so. They may not even have a no compete because they forgot.
They may have a 15 minutes. Okay,
right?
release.
Some of those guys.
You can't take other bookings.
Some of those guys can still wrestle all over Europe while they're still NXT UK too. So that's possible. NXT Championship. Karrion Kross defending against Samoa Joe. Show of hands, is anybody taking Joe on this one?
I'm sorry, I'm going with my heart, man. I need Joe to win this.
So both of y'all. Okay.
I have to.
Plus, you've got Kross on the main roster. There's no reason to keep him with the belt down here. I need Joe with this win.
Just like what Mike said, I gotta go with my heart, and I gotta believe in Joe, because after screwing him over for no reason, then having this weird transitional phase where he could have literally gone anywhere, but Triple H begging him to come back to NXT, and now with all this NXT drama, if we're going to go out, can we at least go out with Joe as champion, if anybody? I mean, no offense to Karrion Kross, but to me, he's one of the guys who was NXT, Samoa Joe.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes.
Yeah, this is an interesting thing. Obviously, they're wanting to move Karrion Kross up. They kind of already have, and they've pretty much embarrassed the NXT Championship by having him lose the way he has on TV so far. And then, you think, okay, he would just drop the title because he's moving on up. But you think Vince would be petty enough to keep the title on him so that he can keep having the NXT champion lose?
Yes. I mean, do I think Vince is petty? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
hoping he doesn't.
I'll say, if the question is, do we think Vince is petty, then the answer is unbelievably yes.
Do you think Vince would do it? You know, I feel like Vince is trying to have more say on who gets over and who doesn't get over in this.
He's always done this.
Yeah,
and that's so annoying right now. It really is.
I just don't like the fact with Karrion Kross going up that he didn't take Scarlett with him. That's part of his whole entrance. It's part of his whole thing.
Whoa, let's rephrase.
Hold on. That's part of it. That's part of it is the fact that they brought him up and stripped him of everything that made him who he was in NXT.
No, I agree.
You know, and they did it with the Viking Raiders or Viking Express, whatever they're calling it.
Do you remember when Kross had that 5-way a couple takeovers ago, and Adam Cole literally said, "You're all hype and entrance." So it's almost like they're kind of proving that on Raw. Just throw that out there. So
that's true. I don't want to see Kross go up to the main roster. I think that's just another example of what they're not going to use right. So,
well, yeah, that's amazingly true.
Yeah. So, call me crazy on this. I'm going to stick with Karrion Kross. I thought he would have dropped the belt last time, and he didn't.
Crazy with the K?
Yeah, sure. I thought he would have dropped it last time, and he didn't. They kept it on him for some reason, and I don't know. It's some weird feeling that they still got more they want to do with him too, especially because if the rumors are true, they're going to be down one less superstar very, very soon because his contract expiring. And I'm talking about Adam Cole. He's going to be wrestling Kyle O'Reilly.
Okay.
It's 2 out of 3 falls. This is probably going to be the main event because the first fall is singles, the second fall is a street fight, and if necessary, the third fall is a steel cage match. Probably going to be the main event of the show. If it's not, then there's something wrong here.
Yeah, you can't tell me Triple H himself didn't book this because it's literally the 3 stages of hell that him and Stone Cold had at No Way Out in 2001. So
yes,
right.
And I bet Vince doesn't realize that.
This is, if the rumors are true, this is going to be Adam Cole's last appearance on WWE television for a good while because, as I understand it, his contract is expiring after this weekend unless they do some like 11th hour renewal. But
there was a story that like at Raw or SmackDown a week or two ago, they called Adam Cole to be there and he literally met with Vince. But since then, I have not heard anyone say that he has then resigned. So
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. For all we know, they're trying to meet see what his intentions are, and this very easily could be he wrestles this match on Sunday, shows up Wednesday on Dynamite, or Thursday on Impact.
Look,
Who
first
knows?
of all, you better show up resurrected on BTE first before you step on.
That would be amazing.
They roll a coffin out and he pops out somehow. I don't know. Who knows?
So either they freak out or he shows up and they pretend like nothing ever happened for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Or he should show up like, you guys killed me. No, we didn't. Hey, you did. You poisoned me. No, we didn't. You poisoned Mike Knox too. What are you talking about? Knox is right here.
That would be great.
So nothing happened. God, Adam, relax.
So
are we all going Kyle O'Reilly here? Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah. It just sucks that after this, he could be the only original member of the Undisputed Era still left in NXT. Because it was O'Reilly.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, you're right. Strong wasn't an original member.
Strong wasn't an original member. They had to kind of bring him in.
Saying,
yeah, one of the original 3. And O'Reilly would be the one left, you know? And to be honest with you, this potentially could be the last NXT TakeOver as we know it. And it sucks because we know we're all expecting War Games in November. We hope they at least run through that. But all the talk, all the changes that have been talked about with NXT, and I guess it's worth getting into that now. Supposedly, you know, they're putting the blame on Triple H, considering NXT a failure because it didn't win the ratings war on Wednesday against AEW. And
might I add shit?
Look, let me be completely honest with you. Vince McMahon could have tried to book NXT on Wednesdays. AEW still would have beat him in the ratings. There's nothing they were going to do. It was, fans aren't stupid. They understand what was going on. I know the plan may have always been to put them on live TV, but you chose Wednesday to try and get ahead because you want to take away from AEW, and AEW brought something fresh. It's a great time slot. But AEW's been smart. They knew they're not going to compete directly against Raw or SmackDown, which is why Rampage is after SmackDown, right? So putting this on Wednesday, they won that. They shifted NXT to Tuesday, and now they're already talking about cutting all this talent, want people under 30, want the traditional big dudes that Vince always likes to see. Vince is going to kind of take this thing over and really make this a true developmental. But then they're potentially pissing network execs off because they might want to start taping shows.
and again, you had that traditional big guy, and then you let him go. So, but
I'm going to say is after what you said, how much you want to bet SmackDown main event runs late this week?
To cut into CM Punk?
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it, but then again, it's on Fox, and Fox has a very, very strict schedule. So when you're on network
Fox
TV
on Friday at 9.
Whatever is on Fox at Friday at 9, who knows?
Yeah,
but network TV is a very much stricter schedule than say cable. Cable you can kind of get away with it, but network TV not so much, And I think that's like the news stations for a lot of the news channels for a lot of people too.
Oh, so, you're right.
That might be... So with everything going on in the world right now, that's going to be pretty important. So
there's not that much going on.
So, it's sad to say, but NXT has had such a great run. The first takeover, it was the first pay-per-view on WWE Network, NXT TakeOver Arrival, and God, there's 36 of them. 36
I remember when we had the network.
Yeah. But
it was so long ago.
36 NXT takeovers. And is this going to be the end of it as we know it? Is this going to be the end of NXT as we know it? Is this going to become a watered-down version of Raw and SmackDown?
Oh, wait, are we already doing 1-minute warnings?
No, I'm just asking real quick because we're on the NXT portion of it. So,
Fortunately, I see it happening. We've already cut so much talent, and it's like, what was the point of that? What's the point of? I don't know. It honestly depresses me. It's like there is no point in releasing them, and there's no point in thinking that Triple H is to blame or NXT was to blame for not destroying AEW in their first year.
Mm-hmm.
You had like when AEW announced they were going on Wednesdays, and then you announced a week later you were going to be on Wednesdays. This is not the age of dirt sheets and tape trading. This is the age of the internet where everyone can get on literally any social media platform and know the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So you shot yourself in the foot with that immediately. You could have gone on Tuesdays from the start, or Thursdays, because Tuesdays at the time was Impact, or Thursdays, just fine from the outset. Had no competition. People, and of course, this is also the age of like DVRs, YouTube, and NXT is still on Hulu. So anyone who want to watch NXT can just not watch it the night it's on, watch AEW, and just watch it on Hulu later. This is not the age where you can't watch it at all at a different time period. Believe it or not, people are not as impatient as you think. And if they want to watch something, they'll watch it. They'll find a way.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, that's kind of what it was for me. I didn't record NXT on my DVR because I knew 24 hours later it was going to be on the network, or there was the Hulu option. Dynamite I could watch live, or I'd watch that on my DVR, or even the next day watch it on the TNT app on my Roku device. So, but it sucks that Triple H get the blame for this. He's done something great, and I really hope that story's not true. I really hope that they allow it, but they're making so many budget cuts. Who knows, right? So
of course, the fans saying that NXT went downhill because of the Gargano Ciampa feud. And that's when I said, you know what? Maybe we don't deserve NXT. Let it die. We officially no longer deserve this. So you know what? when I heard that on Twitter, I was like, on second thought, kill it because we don't deserve it. I no longer care. So
I'm just gonna say one little thing, and I'm not trying to bash on AEW,
mm-hmm.
but if you watch Jericho versus Wardlow last week, he powerbombed him like 14 times, like literally during the picture-in-picture commercial break. Wardlow's just sitting there powerbombing Jericho, and Jericho still got up and hit him with the Judas effect, and I was like, that wasn't like tons of kickouts, but also kind of unrealistic because it was like, pretty sure Jericho should not have a back anymore.
Yeah.
But, I mean, so if you get upset about the way some things get booked, whether it's, 10,000 kickouts or people taking an unbelievable amount of punishment. All companies do it at different times with different feuds with different people. I mean, if you really don't like it, just don't watch it. Just but
yeah.
I guess that's also my criticism is like when people say, AEW does nothing but finish the spots if it doesn't kick out. I was like, yeah, every company does that at least once or twice during a show, and some companies, PWG, thrive off that.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's why I watch PWG. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I was like, I watch PWG for that insanity.
The stuff I've always seen, they also make it fun too. They don't take themselves too seriously all the time.
No, they don't.
PWG is like loads of fun. I think that's why a lot of guys like to wrestle there because it's just a fun place to wrestle. But it's like, to me, like you said, if you don't like something, don't watch it. It's really that simple. It's so easy to just change the channel. Like because I was reading on Twitter, this guy saying, what's the big deal about CM Punk coming back? I never thought he was that great. And I was like, you know what? For some people, he wasn't. Bottom line. I was like, if you don't think he was a big deal, good for you, dude. But that's not everyone's story. Some people think, like myself, he was a huge deal. And this is a huge deal, him coming back to wrestling. You don't care for it? Watch Rampage. That's simple. Because Tony Khan won't miss you.
And I mean, if you don't like him, that's fine. But don't try to say like he wasn't a big deal. Like people have been chanting his name for like 8 years now. So I mean, that shows. I mean, just if you don't like him, that's fine. But yeah, like don't try to say he wasn't a big deal.
Because like this is me. Honestly, I'm sure there's a lot of people that Vince doesn't get, like the New Day, but make
Cesaro.
Him money. So
Cesaro. Oh, but making him money. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, good point. But it's
like I have bought like 3 shirts of his, so there's some money.
I think a lot of people have bought money who have spent money. It's just not enough to make Vince make a world champion. So
it like, says in his mind what he wants to do, but yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sure. If you don't get it, you're good. If you don't get it, that's one thing. But don't say he wasn't a big deal.
That's my only thing.
There's a whole breed of superstars and talent in WWE that never would have gotten there had CM Punk not been one of the first ones to do it from the independents, and that's just honest to God truth. So. All right, we're going to move on to, speaking of CM Punk, this is his old stomping grounds, Ring of Honor. Just want to quickly mention the women's tournament. The first round matches have finished up over the past week and a half. Quinn McKay defeated Mandy Leon. Trish Adora defeated Marty Bell. And Max the Impaler defeated Holly Dead. That sets up the quarterfinal matches. I'll put the bracket up now. So this coming weekend on ROH TV, we're going to see Roxy versus Quinn McKay and Miranda Elise versus Nicole Savoy. And the following week, you'll get the other quarterfinal matches. Max the Impaler against Angelina Love, who of course got a bye in the first round, and Trish Adora versus Allison Kay. This tournament is shaping up pretty nicely, actually. And
I wanted Holly Dead to make it to the quarterfinals. Okay, sorry.
Sorry, she's out. But still rooting for Roxy. It would be pretty cool to see the protege be in the championship, getting a chance at the title there. So.
Man, Trish Adora and Allison Kay, that's like a female wrestler Sophie's choice right there. That is not fair. Well, who did that? just divide me as a fan, why don't you? Jackass.
That's what they did. They had you in mind when they did that, so
I do actually love when tournaments do that, though. You're just like, crap, one of these has to lose? Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is good. I can't lie, but that's like that. Until now, if we get Roxy and Nicole Savoy, I will absolutely be devastated because I will actually drop to my knees and go no.
You're gonna hope they pull the lay cool and like split the title in half.
Kind of, because it's like no, you can't do this to me. You can't make me choose between these two. That's not fair. It's not fair at all.
It's a nice tournament. It's been fun to watch. Love, check it out whenever the ROH TV episodes come out. You can also go back and watch it on their website, rohwrestling.com. And this tournament's laying out pretty well, so it's going pretty good. I think they do have a pay-per-view coming up pretty soon, too, as well. What is it? Death Before Dishonor, right? I think that's coming up soon.
Death Before Dishonor. I was trying to think Death Before Dishonor.
Yep. Which I think they moved out of Florida because cases were going crazy. So yeah,
they put it in the old ECW arena.
Oh, good spot.
Which is kind of better
Real quickly before we get to the 1 minute warning, I wanted to quickly mention Heels, the new TV series on Starz, featuring Stephen Amell, who has wrestling experience. He's been on WWE TV. He's wrestled on All Out and with AEW for that matter.
And with Ring of Honor.
And with Ring of Honor. So
I was there for that show.
now the first one was supposed to come out Sunday night, but lo and behold, they had it on the Starz app during the day before it actually debuted on Starz. So T and I got to watch it. I believe it's 8. I can't remember if it's 8 or 10 episodes this season, but it's very interesting. They make subtle references to WWE, but this is really just like a family story, a family business running a wrestling promotion in a small town in Georgia. And much like high school football in Texas, wrestling is like the big thing over there. Like there are people literally tailgating before the wrestling show, So people are all entrenched in the drama, and it's really kind of gives like an inside look as far as how this family deals with it, how they're trying to keep things afloat, and deal with the drama about who should go over, who shouldn't. It's basically two brothers running this promotion on a legacy left by their dad, and it's interesting how this plays out. I think it's really cool. I think any wrestling fan would enjoy this show. I will say that it is rated TVMA. It is on Starz after all. There's a little bit of cussing. There's a little bit of nudity. So definitely don't let your kids watch it. And just enjoy it. I think it's a good watch for any wrestling fan to watch. And even a non-wrestling fan. I think there's enough drama on it to where you can kind of understand where things are going with it. I'll mention that Doc Gallows has a little cameo in this episode, the premiere episode. It's real subtle. Doesn't have a speaking line, but you see him as part of like a battle royale. And CM Punk, speak of which, is going to be appearing later in the season.
Yeah.
I forget the name of his character, but I think the last name is like.
I can't remember the name of it.
It's something weird, like it's like a skunk or raccoon or right or something like that.
Hang on, let me find out what his character's name is.
I honestly, I just have one question.
Yeah.
Do you think in this first season, Stephen Amell's character will tell his brother, "You have failed this company"?
I knew that joke was coming. I just didn't know when or which one of you was going to say it.
Or is his finishing move a Falcon Arrow or a Black Arrow? Okay, I'm done.
You're not. Anyway.
Not really.
What I said was...
CM Punk, by the way, is going to play a character called Ricky Rabies. And is going to have his valet... His valet is going to be Vicky Rabies. And he mentioned that they covered his tattoos. It's like 3 hours of makeup to cover all his tattoos. And he's got kind of a hillbilly gimmick to it. They have a freaking possum on a drone behind him.
That's what it is.
They're carrying a cart of like the animal. So I'm going to love this gimmick. I think it's going to be hilarious. James Harrison, by the way, former NFL linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers, is also in this show. He's part of the main cast. It's pretty interesting show. I think it's cool. Yeah, I know you guys haven't seen it yet, but I think you guys would enjoy it. So
I laughed when I heard when I saw more about the story, and I was because I recently got into watching Sons of Anarchy. I was like, is this gonna be like a wrestling equivalent of Sons of Anarchy? because if it is, I'm down for that. I'm just wondering exactly.
Yeah.
Sons was pretty good. I like this show.
Yeah, it's really good. But I laugh because it's like I want people who are like, is this really just like backstage for wrestlers? And I'm gonna be like, yeah, kinda actually. it's not that far removed from reality.
On some level, yeah, probably, yeah. So, all right. With that, we'll get into the 1 minute warning segment here. Mike, did you have anything this week?
No, I don't got anything this week, guys.
All right.
Cesaro and Bailey. There you go. That's all I got.
Tommy, what about you? You don't have to. I know it's been a long show, so.
Yeah. I think I'm good. Just my thing will just be watch New Japan Resurgence. Oh, they will be in Texas in September. So far, that hasn't been canceled. Please God, let the cases go down because me and my wife want to go. Because also, I heard a friend of mine confirmed Will Ospreay will be there for those shows.
Ooh, interesting.
I got to check the dates because I absolutely want to be there.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take a minute here to say, everyone, enjoy this week of wrestling. It's been a long time since we've had a thing where wrestling is like every night of the week. We had Raw on Monday. We had NXT tonight. You have Dynamite tomorrow. You have Impact on Thursday. On Friday, you have Impact Emergence. You have SmackDown. And then you have Rampage. Saturday, you have SummerSlam. And then Sunday, you have NXT TakeOver. And then it starts up all over again. You know, when you get down to it, you're coming out of here with 12 straight days of wrestling.
It's a Festivus miracle. Oh.
Yeah, it's just enjoy it. You don't see this very often. I know it's a little hectic too with school picking back up and whatnot, but try and watch. If you're a fan, just try and enjoy something this time. I know it's been a crazy year and things are going nuts right now, but just take some time and have fun with it as a wrestling fan, and just enjoy what you see on TV, and just don't be an asshole on the internet. Plain and simple. So
we are counting Mondays. Okay.
For now, I guess. I mean, it's 3 hours, so I mean, you know.
Not be an asshole on the internet.
Maybe an hour. Maybe an hour if it's watchable, but you know, who knows? So, yeah. All right. So, what's going on this weekend? Saturday, SummerSlam. Saturday, August 21st in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the Allegiant Stadium, at 7 p.m. Central Time on Peacock. The pre-show should probably start around 6. Check it out. It's a Saturday show in Vegas. If you're going to the show and you're happen to be watching us, thank you. But second, make sure you wear a mask. They did put a mask policy in place for SummerSlam and pretty much all over Nevada for this, especially in Vegas. And please, please be safe out there for that. And then Sunday, August 22nd is NXT TakeOver 36. Also at 7 p.m. Central Time on Peacock. It'll be from the Capitol Wrestling Center, a.k.a. the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. Check it out. Enjoy it. That main event, though, is going to be pretty damn cool, I must say. So, and as for us, CCG_WrestleCast is our Twitter. Let us know your thoughts on the shows coming up this weekend. If you got picks to make, you can tweet them at us or put them here in the comments. And it has been 3 years, as I mentioned on the top of the show. We thank everyone for being a part of this. It's been a lot of fun doing the WrestleCast. And
wow.
It started out as pre-recording and uploading to going live each week, and I appreciate everyone being a part of it. And thanks. It's been awesome. So over here, we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
Down at the bottom, we got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And I'm JC. And as always, heels and babyfaces, remember, pro wrestling is real. People are fake.
Fake. Yeah.
Boom.
Thank you for all the support. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.